Just got home from work. Got a lot to talk about. Let's jump into this. What is up, football fans and also Fin fans, because a good amount of you guys subscribe to me are Fin fans, but this has a lot to do with football and the NFL in a whole. CBA is being renegotiated and worked upon as we speak. Before I jump into essentially what the title says, new playoff standings, new potential schedule, all this stuff, real quick, my Miami Dolphins subscribers, you guys, you almost 9,000 now. We're like less than 100 away from 9,000. Hit the subscribe button. A lot of you guys want, Dolphins made a signing. Signed tight end Michael Roberts. Got my notes. Fourth round pick from the Detroit Lions in 2017. Now, Michael Roberts, he's a decent tight end. Now, this tight end move, this signing, it's not one that you should be like, oh my God, what Dolphins, what about Gesicki? What about Smythe? It's just essentially it's just a move to bring somebody in to compete and potentially, hey, he can pan out to be something. Nothing to really look too far into, but I'm going to talk about it. Fourth rounder from the Lions, 2017. He was going to be traded to New England. That got nixed because of shoulder injury. And then after the 2018 season, he was going to sign with the Packers, but failed the physical. So that didn't happen. So he sat out all of 2018. All of 2019, sorry. It was at the end of 2018 season that he didn't sign with the Packers because of failed physical. So he sat all of 2019, and now he's healthy. He had 3 other teams he worked out for. He was going to go work out for more teams, decide to stick with the Miami Dolphins. So he's going to be competing with Gesicki, Smythe, Chris Merrick, and Clive Wolford. So, when it comes to him as a player, I'm hearing and seeing that he's a good blocking tight end. He can do well in the passing, but again, not to look too far into. It is just essentially a camp body, in my mind, unless he can produce and become something big. I don't know what the contract is. I don't know how much is guaranteed. It hasn't been put out there yet. But when that comes out, we'll know. But let's talk about the crux of the matter. Let's talk about the meat of the matter. Let's talk about what everyone wants to talk about. This essentially is going to be part of the comment of the day. But let's talk about it. The CBA is being renegotiated right now. So as me recording this, 5:15, I literally got home 15 minutes ago. That's why I'm still in my work clothes. The owners have agreed to this CBA that I'm about to talk about. Tomorrow, the players and the NFLPA is going to have a conference call. They need to agree with it. And then they need to have the players, every NFL player, vote for it. And if it passes, then it's a thing that's going to happen this season. If it doesn't pass, it's probably going to be tabled till next off season. You're like, well, Doug, what are you talking about? If you don't know what is going on, this is what's going on. They are essentially the owners and essentially the NFL wants to expand the playoffs and the schedule. And something that has been talked about, especially with the schedule, forever. But here is what is being proposed. They want to go to 7 teams. Right now you have the 4 division winners and 2 wild cards. 6. And then the top 2 records of the division winners get byes. And then the 2 wild cards face the 2 third and fourth seeds. With this new CBA and this new playoff, essentially it's going to be 7 teams. So that means that only 1 team from each conference is going to get a bye, which means the second, third, and fourth seed will be playing the 3 wildcard teams. They want to add 1 more wildcard team to the mix. They also want to have 17-game season. So essentially, there's 17 games in the season, but only 16 are played. What they want to do is have 18 games in the season and 17 are played and take 1 game away from the preseason. So you'd only have 3 preseason games, 18 weeks of NFL, 17 games that will be played for the NFL teams. Now, with this playoff, essentially you're going to get 3 games on Saturday and Sunday of wild card, which everyone wants, and all that stuff. Now, here's where the negotiations and where the voting comes in, right? It's going to be about $5 billion added in revenue from adding that 1 game and adding the 1 extra game in the playoffs. Now, essentially, what the owners and the commissioner and the NFL is proposing is that right now the players, the NFLPA, the players organization, is getting about 47% of the revenue. The other 53% goes to the owners. The owners are saying to the NFLPA, listen, if you okay this, we'll go from 47-48. And if you okay having a 18-week schedule, 17 games, we'll bump it up to 48.5%, which essentially puts $5 million into free agency, into what you can pay for the players. So that's big. That's something that the teams really need to think about. Now, something like this hasn't happened since 2002, when the Texans were added and they split from just 6 divisions to 8 divisions. Because if you guys remember, before 2002, it was the North, the South, and the Central for both AFC and NFC. Also, the Seattle Seahawks moved from the AFC to the NFC. It was a whole big switch. And this is the first time since 1990 that 6 teams went to the playoffs. It used to not be 6 teams. So this is big. This is huge. As of me recording this, like I said, the NFL and the owners gave it the thumbs up. They're like, sure, let's do this. We're okay with this. Now, tomorrow, the NFLPA is going to have a conference call. And the way that works, 2/3 of the NFLPA have to agree and vote yes for this. Then after that happens tomorrow in the conference call, then the NFL is going to vote with every NFL player and get a majority vote. And if a majority of them agree to the new CBA, then it's going to put into effect this season, which means that this season we are going to have the playoffs be 7 teams from each conference. Now, the 17 games, but 18-week schedule, I don't know if that's going to be put into effect this year. I don't know how they would do that with the schedule when they already kind of, who we're playing, unless that last playoff preseason game would just essentially count as the regular season. They haven't gotten into much detail if the scheduling part is going to be put into effect this season. But what would be put into effect this season, if the players and the NFLPA vote yes, is the playoffs. Essentially 7 teams. There's one last thing that came out that I need to talk to you about before I give you guys my opinion. Again, this is a lot. And there's a reason I'm making this for you after I just got out of work, because a lot of stuff started coming out while I was at work, and I want you guys to know all the information. Adam Schefter tweeted out, there are now multiple NFL teams waiting to make roster moves based on the potential of a new CBA. If a new CBA is approved in the days to come, a flurry of roster moves will follow, which is humongous. Like I said, it's probably the next 2 days. It's going to be a lot of, the votes are going to happen. And then after that happens, if the new CBA is agreed upon, crazy moves are going to start happening, which means you're going to get a ton of videos from me. I'm actually going to go live Saturday. So if things start happening while I'm live Saturday, be sure to come hang out live Saturday. So in a whole, let me try to compartmentalize what is going on. Playoffs are going to be extended. 1 extra team is going to get in. They're trying to add a game onto the season, take a game off of preseason. The owners already voted yes. Now it's up to the NFLPA to vote. 2/3 of them have to say yes, and then the players are going to vote. If the players vote no, then this is going to be pushed to next offseason, and a potential 2021 lockout might happen. So that's all, as of right now, owners said yes, and we are waiting until tomorrow's conference call with the NFLPA, and then we're waiting on the players to vote. So as of right now, it's up to the players because the owners want it. And now my opinion on it is the playoffs, I like that idea. I like that idea of adding 1 more team to the playoffs, because how many times has a bad team made the playoffs? Look at that year the Seattle Seahawks made it in 7-9, but a good team didn't make it in. The year that, again, I hate the Patriots, but the other Dolphins won the division. The Patriots won 11-5, and they didn't make the playoffs. So with this new CBA and with this new format for the playoffs, those teams that didn't win the division but are still good enough and still capable enough to be in the playoffs and make a run would make it. Now, there's a list of teams. There's a list of teams back dating to 2010 from each division that would have made the playoffs this year. In the year that if we had 7 teams in the playoffs. In 2010, the San Diego Chargers and the New York Giants would have made it in 9-7, 10-6. Tennessee Titans, Chicago Bears, 9-7, 8-8. 2012, Pittsburgh Steelers, Chicago Bears, 8-8, 10-6. 2013, Pittsburgh Steelers, Arizona Cardinals, 8-8, 10-6. And that 10-6 with the Arizona Cardinals is one of the things that I'm talking about. Same thing with the Giants and the Chicago Bears. 2014, Houston Texans 9-7, Philadelphia Eagles 10-6. 2015, all you Jet fans that have been dying to get back in the playoffs, you would have made it in, and the Atlanta Falcons. 2016, 2 9-7 teams in Tennessee and Tampa Bay, same as in 2017 with Baltimore and Detroit. 2018, Pittsburgh Steelers would have made it in, and the Minnesota Vikings would have made it in, both having a tie. And this past offseason, the Rams and the Pittsburgh Steelers would have made the playoffs. So like I said, me personally, I like this idea. Now the whole adding the one game on to the season, I don't know how I feel about that. Again, you're taking one game off the preseason, so they're still playing the same amount of games, even though technically the starters don't play that week 4 game. So you're still kind of, for some players, adding on that game. But the playoff one, I like. I like the idea of that. I like the idea of adding these teams that, you'll have divisions that are bad. Like the NFC East one year was bad. The NFC NFC West was bad. They would make it in. And then teams that deserve to make it and wouldn't now have a better chance. So I do like this move. I'm really curious to see how the NFLPA and how the players vote. Really, really interested in that. But before I go and before I do my spiel, really quick, Dolphins have made some moves on the coaching staff. They have promoted a bunch of their own coaches to higher roles. Essentially, Carl Dorrell is now assistant head coach / wide receiver coach. He was the wide receiver coach. Josh Grizzard is now the assistant wide receiver coach, and Rob Leonard will be as the assistant defensive line coach. So just some additions, some things, some moves that I want to talk to you about. But be sure to comment below. What do you guys think about the proposed new CBA with the percentage of money changing, going back to the players? What do you think about the playoff and adding one more team on? What do you think about potentially losing a preseason game and getting a regular season game? More football, but it's not necessarily more football because they didn't add a game on. They just took one from a meaningless game and added one on. Be sure to comment below. Let me know. Like I said, tomorrow the NFLPA is going to vote for this. So be sure to follow me on Twitter because while I'm at work, again, just got home, still in my work clothes, I could tweet it out. And then I think Saturday or over the weekend, they're going to be voting for the players are. If it goes through the NFLPA, 2/3 have to go through that. So be sure to follow me on Twitter. I'm tweeting out everything as soon as I hear it. Reed just got cut from the Washington Redskins, the tight end. I think he should retire. He's still in concussion protocol after something that happened 6 months ago. I think he should take the Luke Kuechly route and just retire. But be sure to follow me on Twitter. Also, check out the Bit Boys. Got a ton of new games that are coming out that we're going to start playing. We got a ton going on, podcasts, all that stuff. Check it out. Other than that, give this video a thumbs up. Give this video a thumbs up because you like the content. You like me trying to get you this news as soon as I possibly can. Also, give this video a thumbs up because you're excited. Hey, your team might have a better chance of making the playoffs now because they added one more team on. So be sure to give this video a thumbs up for that. Check out DolphinsTalk.com. Really, really great site. Ton of Dolphin content. Be sure to go check it out. Other than that, hit that subscribe button. Like I said, I predominantly talk about the Miami Dolphins, but if NFL news breaks, especially with free agency, big moves happen, certain players get traded, signed, I'm going to make videos on it. So you don't only have to be a Dolphin fan to subscribe, but if you are, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, hit the bell, because if you don't hit the bell and then hit all, you won't know when I'm live, and you won't know when the video goes live. But other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow. Other than that, I'll see you guys Saturday with, I'm going live at 1 p.m. I'm going to be doing my safeties breakdown, secondary breakdown video live with you guys. I've decided that today is going to be this video and Saturday's going to be that. So other than that, I'll see you guys Saturday, 1 p.m. live. But like usual, stay classy. Fins up.